Robert Hardman is the Daily Mail's royal correspondent and has had an unprecedented access to the royal family over the last few years. I'm pleased to say Robert joins us now. Robert, the birth of this baby seems to be generating as much, if not more, interest than the royal wedding. Has the world gone monarchy mad, do you think?
Well, it's just following that great pattern that started, out on the same balcony behind me here at the royal wedding. Then last year we had the Queen's amazing Diamond Jubilee and the Olympics. I mean, I think tonight's scenes, they really take me back to those sort of balmy London evenings of last summer, and when it seemed that it was just one long golden epoch of happy memories, and it's a bit like that tonight. The crowds are out here, the champagne's going, everybody's in a very good mood. Yeah,
it must be a fabulous atmosphere. We've got the front page of the Daily Mail here to show our viewers, featuring new grandfather Prince Charles. Tell us, what sort of grandfather do you think he will be?
I think he'll be a wonderful, doting grandfather, just a sort of, the sort of right combination of good-sounding bored, slightly eccentric, and doubtless very indulgent as well. I think he's been looking forward to this. I think the whole royal family. I mean, this is a golden period, really, as I've written in my newspaper tomorrow. When you look at the wedding, you look at the Jubilee, you just look at the sort of upward trajectory, the way it's all going. It's a great time for the Queen. This will be the first time since Queen Victoria dangled George VI, the future George VI, on her knee as a little baby, then that a monarch, a reigning monarch, can actually sit there and look. We can look, four monarchs can all look each other in the eye, four future monarchs. It's an extraordinary moment, and there is all this constitutional reform as well. This is going to be the first, okay, it's not a girl, so we don't, none of those rules about boys not trumping girls, it doesn't really apply. But this will be the first future monarch who's allowed to marry a Roman Catholic. That's quite a big deal in constitutional terms as well.
Robert, as you say, whether they like it or not, William and Kate have become the much adored new face of royalty. Will they receive the support required, do you think, to navigate their way through parenthood under the glare of the world press?
Yeah, I think they've got a very efficient, young, enthusiastic team working with them there. I mean, why is it that whenever we have babies, I mean, I speak for myself and my wife, what is it that makes people want to suddenly move house in the middle of all this? They're in the middle of moving house, as your report just showed. Any minute now, Prince William's got to make key decisions about his career, so there's a lot for this young couple to sort out in the next few months. He needs a new job by September, so they've got to sort all that out. But they'll get all the advice they need. But at the same time, I think the palace, and the Queen in particular, is very keen not to lay down the law, not to say this is the way things should be done, but to let them operate just as they want to. And so, it won't be a surprise if suddenly they decide they're not going to go back to Kensington Palace tomorrow, whenever they come out, and go down to the Middleton family home in Berkshire. It won't be a surprise if, they come up with a name that isn't necessarily a traditional royal name. I think they're going to be given quite a lot of leeway.
Given that, what role, if any, do you see the Queen playing in the future and raising of this child?
Well, she'll be a doting great-grandmother, that's for sure. I mean, she's already a great-grandmother. She's got two great-granddaughters. I think she will be there for this child as she was for Prince William when I went to see him for my book, Our Queen. I had the first interview with him for that, and he was very endearing and very, very loyal and touching the way he spoke about how she doesn't lay down the law with the young members, the young royals, but she's there for them, and she sort of gently offers a bit of advice, and sometimes it's quite a firm bit of advice, sometimes it's more a kind of, well, make up your own mind. And I think it's going to be that sort of arrangement. And let's not forget, there's someone we haven't seen today, but another towering figure on this will be Prince Philip, the great-grandfather. I mean, Prince William adores his grandfather, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, and I'm sure he will play his part too in all this. He's just convalescing, as we know, elsewhere at the moment.
I'm sure this will be a boon in his recovery. Just on the Queen, how will her first visit with the royal baby be conducted, as far as you know, Robert?
Well, we don't know anything really. That's been rather the way it's gone for the last few weeks. But it's unlikely, I think, the Queen will go to the hospital, for the simple reason that, the grandparents will come first. And also, if she does go to the hospital. It will cause enormous upheaval there. You know, she will be very mindful of the fact there are lots of other young mothers having babies there tonight, tomorrow night, and so she won't want to get in the way. I think she'll be very content to bide her time and either come around to Kensington Palace or see the baby wherever. But she'll definitely be right there near the top of the queue of first people to get their hands on future King whoever. But we do know he'll be the 43rd occupant of Windsor Castle.
Well, Robert Hardman, take a deep breath. The fun bit is still to come. Thank you very much for your insight this morning. We really appreciate it there from London.